Alright, in this video we're going to be talking about perimeter. And as you can see right here, perimeter is the distance around the edge of a figure. We can also define perimeter as the sum of the sides of a figure. So here I have some figures, and this here is of course a little soccer field. And so if I was to take that soccer field and go around it, like that, that is the perimeter of the soccer field. So if I was to add up all of the sides of the soccer field, I should know, but I don't know what the regulation soccer field, how long it is from here to here and so on. But if I added up all these sides, then I would get the perimeter of the soccer field. Here's another good example of perimeter. Here we have a house and we have a fence. I think this is actually a picture of like a dog fence, like a little electric fence to keep your dog in, something like that. Anyways, the perimeter of this particular property is this red and yellow fence that goes around here. So this could be considered the perimeter of the house. Okay, down here is a picture of Hawaii, right? And if we were to go around Hawaii like this, all the way around like that in a car, which I don't know if you can. This is actually the Big Island. But if you were to go all the way around Hawaii like that, that would be the perimeter of the Big Island of Hawaii. Okay, so let's look at some mathematical examples here. Let's look at one. Here's the first one. What is the perimeter of this figure? Well, all we have to do is add up all the sides. Okay, so we take the first side, 11, and we're going to add that to the next side, which is 4. We're going to do plus 4. And then the next side around is that 5-inch side, so we're going to add 5. And then we've got 3 inches there. And then we're going to add 3 to that. And then we're going to do the 6-inch side, so we're going to add plus 6. And then finally the last side, plus 7. It's a good idea to kind of cross them off as you go around the circle. Maybe you do something like this. You know, as you do the 11, you know, I got that one, and the 4. Kind of cross them off as you go around, because then you don't duplicate them. Because the easiest thing to do is to just forget one of the sides, or maybe actually add the same side twice on accident, that kind of thing. So you can kind of do the little cross off thing as you go around, kind of keep track of what you have. Okay, so once you get all that, of course, you go ahead and plug that into your calculator, add it up, and you get the answer, which in this case is 36 inches. Good. Okay, you try one. Okay, go ahead and try this. Pause the video and give it a shot. I know you didn't pause it. Pause it. Okay, hopefully you paused it, so I'm going to go over it. This one here. First, you'd start maybe with 13. You could have started with any one you wanted as long as you went around. Okay, then the next one, 6. The next one, 8. The next one, 5. And then we get a total of 32 meters. Hopefully you got the same thing. Alright, here's another example. You can go ahead and try this one if you want to. Go ahead and pause it and see if you can figure it out. Alright, hopefully you did that. I'm going to go over this one as well. Let's take a look. So the problem with this one is that there are 2 pieces missing, aren't there? Well, what happens is if you see on the left side, I've kind of highlighted this yellow line. We can actually use this line and this one to figure out how long this is. This side is. And by the way, when we're doing this, it's typically not common for the diagrams to have the 90 boxes on every corner, but you can assume that things that look like 90 degrees actually are in these kinds of figures, because it's really annoying for those of us who have to make these problems to draw in the 90 boxes. So this is true on regular standardized testing or other classes. Typically the little 90 boxes won't be drawn everywhere, just to kind of keep the diagram looking a little bit cleaner. So if it's not 90, it'll usually tell you, or be really obvious that it's not 90. Okay. So how can we use this 15 to find out this length here? Well, what we have to do is realize that if we move this over, that this length here is actually 15 as well. And if this is 15, and this little piece here is 6 centimeters, then we can do a little bit of quick math. 15 minus 6, right, we subtract this portion here, subtract this portion from this portion. We do 15 minus 6 and we come up with 9 centimeters for the length of this side. Okay. We're also missing the other one, this one, so we can use a similar idea on that one. Okay, maybe take the 25 centimeters and slide it up. So we know that this all the way across from here to here is 25. And then we know we have 17 centimeters from there to there. So then we just do 25 minus 17 and we get the length of this missing piece, which is 8 centimeters. Okay, so now that we have our two missing sides, we can of course go ahead and add it all up. Okay, so our perimeter is going to be 17 plus 9. Now don't forget to use the 9 here because I've written some stuff. Okay, so if you do that, make sure not to use like 15 or 6 or whatever. Make sure to circle it. Okay, and then the next one is plus the 8 centimeters, then plus the 6, then the 25, the 15, and then we add it all up and we get... Okay, so on this one here, what's missing is actually that little piece. Okay. And this one's a little bit tougher because finding that piece is a little bit more complicated, but it's totally doable. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We know that this part right here is 11 feet. So already you can see right here what I'm thinking is that this is a right triangle. So if I know this side of the right triangle and I know this side of the right triangle, I can find my missing hypotenuse here. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. Okay, so because this is 11 feet here, across from there to there, and this is 8 feet, that means that this has to be 3 feet. And then we'll do the other side over here. So that means if this is 9 feet over here and this is 5, see 5 from the other side, then that means that my other leg of my right triangle has to be 4 feet. So then I just go ahead and use Pythagorean theorem on my right triangle, and I know that a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So my 3 squared, 4 squared. And guys, remember the hypotenuse is always the c. I was seeing some issues with that on another assignment. So the hypotenuse is always your c. So there's c squared, and then 25 equals x squared. Take the square root, and you get 5 equals x. So that means that that missing piece is 5 feet long here. Okay, so now that I know that using my Pythagorean theorem, I can just go ahead and find my perimeter, add them all up. 8 plus 5 plus 11 plus 9. That's very careful when you do this. Don't do 9 plus 4, right? Because this 4 is actually included in the 9. It's the 5 here plus the 4 here. So that's that. And then so then you're going to add the 5 feet from the hypotenuse, and gives you a total of 38 feet. Okay, that's it.